So if you've been following this Ripple versus the SEC case for some time, well, things are about to get a lot more interesting. At the end of this video, I'm going to show you a preview of a new documentary that's being produced specifically about this case. So stick around to the end, you don't want to miss it. So stick around to the end, you do not want to miss it. Also, I just saw some information regarding what some Ethereum whales, meaning the top 1,000 holders of Ethereum, what they're actually doing with their money. Specifically, what 3 altcoins they are dumping their money into. I'm going to tell you about it in this video. And as we're coming up to the end of the year, the United States Congress is talking a lot about cryptocurrencies, regulation, and everything regarding it. Well, I have some information regarding on what Ron Hammond, who is the Director of Government Relations from the Blockchain Association, and he laid out on Twitter a bunch of things that the US government is actually talking about, some of the good things, some of the problems, and what we could be in for in 2022. Hey everyone, my name is Randy and welcome back to the Late Night Grind, and right now on this channel I'm covering the SEC versus Ripple, of course, as well as other cryptocurrency news, investment markets, and personal finance. So if any or all those topics interest you, make sure you hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to hit that bell notification icon. That way YouTube will send you a notification when I release a new video. And if you're feeling generous today, I'd appreciate it if you do 2 things. Smash the thumbs up button and watch this video all the way to the end. If you do that, I'd greatly appreciate it. Alright guys, let's jump into it. So first off, let's talk about what Ethereum whales are actually pouring their money into. Specifically, there are 3 coins that are receiving the bulk of what Ethereum holders deem the most valuable. And no surprise, they're directly correlated to the Ethereum blockchain, but nonetheless, here we go. So recently, there was a 24-hour period in which Ethereum whales were doing extremely heavy buying of 3 specific coins. Number 1, may not be a shock to you, it is Matic. That is Polygon, the ecosystem based on the Ethereum blockchain. Its price movement has been really growing the past month or 2, and right now obviously the Ethereum whales are agreeing with that because recently in a 24-hour period they've dumped over $12.7 million of their holdings into Matic. But that's not all. The second token received about $10.6 million in a 24-hour period specifically from this holding group, and that is Aave. Didn't do quite as well, but still, $10.6 million in a 24-hour period from a group of 1,000 people, that's not too shabby. And to follow that up on this list, Sushi was actually 3rd, receiving about $4.1 million, all in the period of that 24-hour time frame. Now, I did just see an article while I was doing some research for this video talking about how Ethereum whales, meaning the top 1,000 Ethereum holders, are actually starting to dump Ethereum. Now, I gotta look more into it, but stay tuned for my next video because I'm definitely going to be covering that. And now, as we're heading into the end of the year, heading into 2022, I wanted to talk a little bit about what the United States Congress is actually talking about regarding cryptocurrencies. Now, Ron Hammond, who is the Director of Government Relations for the Blockchain Association, laid out on about a 20-post Twitter thread what the United States government is actually talking about and what we could look forward to in 2022. So the first thing was he specifically mentioned the schedule because 2022 in the United States is a midterm election, meaning it's not a presidential election, it's midterms where things like the House of Representatives and the Senate gets voted on. Well, he said in a year like this, most likely Congress will only do work up until about June or July, at which point they'll turn their attentions to the elections while they turn around, do all their traveling, doing all their campaign meetings to try to get reelected. So if they're going to do anything, it's going to have to be done in the first 6 months of the year. Now, so the good thing is that they are discussing cryptocurrencies because it's kind of a new talking point, it's kind of a sexy talking point, it's obviously very big in the mainstream media, and specifically on crypto Twitter, he mentioned that a lot of congressional members noticed that when they've talked about or mentioned cryptocurrencies on their Twitter feed, they get 5 times the interaction than literally any other topic. Now, if you're involved in crypto Twitter, which I am very heavily, that's something to be proud of. However, he did say there were a few that mentioned that they had made some not so nice comments about cryptocurrencies on Twitter, and of course Twitter jumped all over them, and now they're even more anti-crypto. So as for some upcoming regulations, they're trying to make it a bipartisan discussion. And from what he's hearing down in DC, he said the Republicans are extremely confident that they're going to take over the House of Representatives, and the Democrats are extremely confident that they will be able to retain the Senate. But as we know, there's a lot of things in play. There's a lot of wild cards, specifically COVID, and with cryptocurrencies voicing their opinions on who should or should not keep their posts, there's a couple of wild cards that need to be taken into consideration. So he did say there are a lot of pro-crypto stances on both sides of the aisle, and that a lot of the bills that they're talking about are definitely bipartisan. But he did mention something, and I thought might be a little bit of concern. And that is, he mentioned how the cryptocurrencies, there seems to be certain groups that don't exactly cooperate with other groups, and even worse, when they're actually lobbying in DC, they're actually talking negatively about their business competitors, and they're favoring heavily partisan ideas on regulations and bills. That's not a good thing. Now, when I hear that, directly what comes to mind is Bitcoin maximalism, Ethereum maximalism, and even some XRP maximalism. And then, of course, there's the NFT guys. Not to mention Web3 and all of these other factors that come into play. It's going to be very complex, and it's going to be very interesting to keep up with in 2022. But as he stated, it looks like there's going to be a lot of discussion revolving around regulations, and I'm guessing this Ripple versus the SEC case is going to have a lot to do with it. So now let's talk about this upcoming documentary documenting the Ripple versus the SEC case. It is a new documentary. It's being put out by a company called M Content Official, as well as Insights TV. What they're doing is going around, they're interviewing guys like John Deaton, as well as many other influencers inside the XRP community, inside the legal community, and they're putting together this story. Now, if you follow Twitter and some of the things that are posted, it may not look very well for Ethereum, but I don't know if they're actually going to go down that rabbit hole. But what they are going to cover is the devastating effects that this case has actually had on XRP holders specifically. So without further ado, check out this preview.
This is the biggest case we've ever seen in crypto.
The SEC suing Ripple hit XRP holders like a train.
XRP was supposed to be my retirement.
All cryptocurrency holders should be concerned. Someone's got to stand up. I think I'm going to sue the SEC.
So if that doesn't get you excited for 2022 and the coming clarity that should be coming for XRP, then I don't know what is. So with that said, I would like you to comment down below, what are your thoughts on 2022? What's actually going to happen with regulation? What's going to happen with this case versus the SEC? And in the comment section and on Twitter, let me know what you think are going to be the most successful projects in 2022. Is it going to be XRP? Is it going to be Solo and Corium? Is it going to be a DeFi project, metaverse projects? Let me know in the comment section below or on Twitter. There's a link in the description to my Twitter account. You can go ahead and follow me there. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching, for giving it a big thumbs up. And as always, I'll see you guys on the next video.
This is the biggest case we've ever seen in crypto.
The SEC suing Ripple hit XRP holders like a train.
XRP was supposed to be my retirement.
All cryptocurrency holders should be concerned. Someone's got to stand up. I think I'm going to sue the SEC.